What's up guys, Miggy the Tech Guy here, and today I'm here to talk about the 5 reasons why I switched from Premiere Pro to Davinci Resolve as my main editing program. Now for number 5, the reason why I switched to Davinci Resolve is because of the pages. The tabs within the program that are basically 6 programs and a deliver page all in one program. So you're getting yourself the media page, you're getting yourself the cut page, you're getting yourself the edit page, you're getting yourself the fusion page, you're getting yourself the color page, you're getting yourself the Fairlight page, which is for audio, and the last one, which is the deliver page to deliver your project at the end. It's intuitive, it's designed so that you can take it step by step from importing your footage all the way to final color correction and audio correction. It's full programs in multiple tabs in a program, and I think that is such a cool thing for them to put together and put into a program that is free to start with. Spoiler alert on one of the reasons, but it's free to start with. You can get a free version that basically is like the full version with an exception of a few effects and whatnot. And you get all of these different tabulated areas for you to work on different points of the project so that you can hone it in to the best of your ability. There's a lot of studios that use Davinci Resolve for color grading, but I argue that all of the pages make it the greatest editing program of all. You can use it from start to finish with everything, and it has all the tools necessary built into the program for you to do those things. I think that's really cool. It's something that's super intuitive, really awesome, and I can't get enough of it in terms of how flexible of a program it really is and what you're able to do with it. I think it's so cool to see all of these different things come together into one in a free program to start out with, so people can, you know, hop on the bandwagon and try it out before they even buy it, which is super cool. Like, what other programs are doing that? You don't see anybody else in the game doing that, so I think that is super huge and innovative in terms of programs. Who else is doing that? Nobody. That's the answer, is nobody's doing that except Davinci Resolve, and I think Blackmagic Design has really outdid themselves with allowing you to have all these multiple programs in one. Number 4 is stock effects that are built in to the program. And truthfully, like, that's what's really crazy is, you know, you can go through a laundry list of all sorts of different effects and transitions and everything but the kitchen sink to start out with in this program. There should be an asterisk next to that because it is for the studio version where it comes with all of the, you know, built-in effects and video transitions and whatnot. You do get a few of them in the free version to try out and everything like that. And ones that don't work in the free version, they give you a clear watermark on it asking you to pay for the full studio version. That's something to kind of note on that. It's just cool that they have so much built in there. You can put a film effect on there. There's video transitions that, you know, normal editors like Adobe Premiere and Final Cut don't have built in that you could just drag and drop. It's very easy and intuitive and cool to be able to put all these effects from the start, even using the free version, and you get so many different things. Like, I mean, going down the list, you can see all the different effects and transitions and audio effects and plugins and things like that that you can have a field day with and get your editing done, you know, on top tier level as far as editing programs go. That's a huge reason, like in Premiere alone, why I didn't really like it, is that a lot of the stock effects were very basic. There are, you know, there's stuff in there obviously you can play around with and fine tune, and it's really cool, but Davinci Resolve just has way more stuff for you to play with to your heart's content. I think that's a really awesome thing that they've done, is put it all together in one package for you to, you know, use for effect. And even if you don't find anything in there, you can go ahead in the Fusion page and you can make your own effects and use node-based editing to build out your own effects that you can't normally do with Adobe Premiere. So that's even cooler. Like, that's not built into Premiere. You can't just be making your own effects or even that type of style. That's something that's, you know, meant for After Effects. And so that's a whole separate program that you have purchased along with Premiere to get the same functionality as one program, Davinci Resolve. So that's really great to me that they would have done that, like putting all that stuff together for you and allowing you to have the tools to build your own stuff. So that's huge. Yeah, I can't say enough about those stock effects. I think they're really cool. All in all, it's way better than what Premiere has to offer. Third reason why I love Davinci Resolve and why I switched from Premiere is the stability of the program. That's a pretty huge one in my opinion. Is you gotta realize, like, this is the thing that you're gonna be using, a lot of people are gonna be using for professional work, and when you have deadlines and you have videos to push out and you want to get your work done, you can't have it crashing and not saving hours of work that you've done and be worrying annoying that you constantly have to hit save to save it. And then even with its autosave feature, you know, it's not even that fast. So it's like you're always constantly have this worry and the stress on you in Premiere where it would crash all the time, and then you lose so much of your work and so much of your effort. And that's due to them building on their archaic code base and having a program that's not as innovative and built well to run stable on most computers. And even big computers, they can brute force most of the time, but you require something much more capable than most people can afford. And I think that's a huge deal breaker for me, is that I'm paying and shelling out this money monthly for Adobe Premiere Pro when it's not even as stable as a program that's free. And so it's hard to justify staying with Premiere Pro if I can't get my professional work done and I can't push it out in a timely manner because I'm worried about stability and it crashing on me. When DaVinci Resolve has live save, everything that you do, every keystroke, every movement, every cut, everything is saved the moment that you do it. And that makes you worry free. Like, it's crazy that you have a program that takes that stress away from you, and it takes such a stress away from you that you like it changes your life and your editing habits. You don't feel like, oh, here we go again, I'm gonna go on here and I'm gonna try to edit this and see if I can push it out and not worry about losing half of my data. So that's just a huge one for me, is the stability. And I know that it's a lot of people's issue with Premiere Pro. It's a meme all over the internet. The crashing message comes up and it's just, you know, just coming up in your face. And I think that since it's such a large meme in the editing community, I think that's funny and speaks true to what Adobe Premiere Pro and how, like, majority of the time it's just not reliable. And when it comes to work and making videos and video editing in general, I think stability and reliability are huge. They're really huge on the list. It is a deal breaker, in my opinion, that if you don't have that stability, then what do you truly have? Like, if you can't rely on the program, then why bother editing? You know, it makes you feel that way. So DaVinci Resolve is a total go with that live save. It saves you legitimately, and like, it makes you not worry, and it gives you this much better confidence in your editing ability, and it allows you to play around and not worry that you're gonna lose all of that data. So DaVinci Resolve, a go with stability. Number 2 on this list is actually the community, and a huge driving factor as to why I even switched over completely. Just the community. Patrick Sterling, I want to shout out. Such a great creator. I think he is so underrated. If you haven't checked him out, please do yourself a favor and go subscribe to his channel, because he deserves every subscriber that goes to his channel. He has built so many free effects and paid effects. I argue you should just pay any amount that you can to help this man out, because he has provided the community with so many effects that you can put directly onto the edit page, so you don't even have to build them yourself in Fusion. You can go straight to his website, download them, install them quick and easy, and then now you have it on the edit page to just go through and, you know, build your edit and make it look cool and have all these extra text effects and movement effects and masking even. That's something that I kind of want to accredit to myself. Is I had commented on one of his posts. He said, what's one of the next things I should make as a, you know, free effect? And I said masking, and a bunch of people liked it. And then what do you know? One of his next videos, he put masking into the edit page. So I think that's really cool. I didn't see any other people commenting that, so I feel like I had a little bit to do with that. I mean, maybe I didn't. Maybe a couple other people had told him that he should do that. They were in his ear telling him to do the masking, but at least I was a part of it, and it made me feel a part of the community. So that's really cool to put masking on the editing page, because that was something I was used to in Premiere that really was hard for me to jump away from Premiere, because the masking, and I was so used to using it for music videos that I edit for professional clients. So it was making me weary of fully switching over, and I kind of kept Premiere there just in case if I needed to mask anything. So it's really cool that he built an effect, and just the people in the community in general, like Patrick, are willing to do that for the rest of the people who are learning and coming over to DaVinci Resolve to build effects for everybody. So that is something I cannot stress enough of. This community is so great. Mr. Alex Tech, Casey Ferris, there's so many creators here that are just giving out knowledge and their hearts to these people in this community. It's such a positive experience that it's the number 2 reason that I switched over. I was like, you know what? This community is so much better to deal with in terms of getting effects and like hearing feedback and just working together to make things so much better and more cohesive as a unit in terms of editing. That is such a cool thing. Mr. Alex Tech even has effects that he's created for the, for free for people to download, paid ones as well. So if you want to show support, you can pay him. He just became a full-time creator. So shout out to Mr. Alex Tech for taking the plunge and doing what he loves, because that's also something that I aspire aspire to do. I want to be a full-time creator as well, because that is my passion. I love everything that is tech. I love editing. I love this world in general, and it's so cool to see positive role models in this industry like Mr. Alex Tech, Casey Ferris, and Patrick Sterling, who are really forerunners and pioneers of their industry to me, that they would put themselves out there for everybody and really help. And that's such a cool thing to see that you don't really, I don't feel like I see as much in the Premiere side of things. There are a couple channels that help you out and do a bunch of editing and show you how to edit and stuff, but it doesn't feel quite the same. It feels way more genuine and passionate when it comes to the DaVinci Resolve world. So that is the number 2 reason, definitely, is the people in the community. I can't thank them enough for all that they have done and all that they have taught me in switching over from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve. So thank you guys so much. And the number 1 reason why I switched from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve is because of pricing and availability. Now, I can't say anything enough about this. I was tired of paying $22 a month indefinitely for Premiere Pro. I just can't get over the fact that I had to continuously pay for this program. I get it. It's a subscription model. I understand that probably benefits them greatly, but when your program is getting beat by a program that's free to start out with, that should put you on your heels to really work hard and make your program better, because there's so many people who are now switching from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve that, that's kind of piggybacking off the people in the community too. You see so many people switching from Premiere to DaVinci Resolve as of late. I switched before a majority of these creators have. I've been on it for a good almost a year now on DaVinci Resolve. I was using the free one for a majority of that time. I took the plunge maybe 2 months ago to purchase the full studio version because I needed to save up money to do so. But that is such a cool thing that I was able to take the plunge into DaVinci Resolve almost a year ago with the free version and not really worry that much. I think that's that's so cool. And you see all these other people coming over and just being like, you know what, go into DaVinci Resolve because I'm tired of everything that Premiere Pro does wrong. So for them to be charging you monthly indefinitely for this program, just one program, and then if you wanted to purchase the full suite, you got to pay $50 a month or whatever it is. It might be even more than that at this point. But if you only need 2 programs out of that, why would you buy all of them? You want to get 2 of them, but what if you want Photoshop, you want Premiere, and you want After Effects? And those are just 3 programs, which DaVinci Resolve can take care of a majority of that stuff for you. Maybe some people use Lightroom, and there are like packages for other 2 different apps, but you can't interchange them, and that's so weird to me. But that's neither here nor there. The point is you're paying monthly for all of these apps for what, really? Like, it really starts to drain your pockets, especially when you don't have a lot of money and you're somebody who's trying to become a creator here and build something and build a business around this stuff. And it's difficult. It really is difficult to deal with. I think I still work a 9 to 5. I still work my job, and it's tough out here, to live and to exist, especially in this world right now. And for my pockets being so thin as it is, I can't keep shelling this out monthly when I was trying to pay for Photoshop and Premiere, and I didn't even want to buy After Effects because I didn't want to learn that program. I understand that there's tons of tutorials and I've looked them up and everything like that, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because of the instability issues. So I didn't want to even sink my teeth into that and put all my effort into learning something that's not stable in general. That's a huge thing for me, is that pricing, man. It's just what really tipped me over the edge of like, I need something that I can do for free at least for a while. And then when I do finally decide, hey, I want to pay for the studio version, it's a one-time payment of $300. Like, what? You pay $300 and I have the program and all future updates? That is fantastic. This program has so much to offer, from magic masking to full suite color grading to, full edit page, the media page, the cut page, this deliver page, everything in between, all in this beautiful package called DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic Design. And even if you purchase one of their cameras, they give you a studio license with that. So like, they're so generous. Their model and how they're really bringing everybody over is so innovative to me. It is such an awesome thing to see, is a company doing something different to help its users rather than line their pockets. Obviously, they got to make money. Obviously, they got to see a return, and I understand that that's just business. But at the end of the day, if they can do it, why can't Premiere? That's a huge problem to me. And to piggyback off all this, I have something that's kind of like a little tidbit for you guys, a little spice on top of this. I did switch over, to DaVinci Resolve, and I did need something that would kind of switch out Photoshop for me. So this isn't sponsored or anything, but photop.com is what I use to do most of my all of my Photoshop-esque work. It's basically Photoshop in your web browser. I don't know how they get away with it. Yeah, I'm surprised it still exists, but I use it every time I'm making a thumbnail, every time I'm making a cover art for music, graphic, poster, flyers, everything. Like it does it all. So that's really cool to me that you can have a full-fledged Photoshop-esque program in your web browser. If you don't want to switch over because you have Photoshop and you got Adobe Premiere and you've really thought, oh man, like I can't do that because I'm still have to pay for a program anyway, so I might as well pay Premiere and Photoshop. Or if you aren't that way and you still want Photoshop, but you want to, choose DaVinci Resolve, you still have that option. But Photopea is a free option. It's free. You can pay to get the ads that are off the page, but they're only on the side of the page and they don't intrude upon your experience of editing. So that's kind of a cool thing to think about, is that I switched out Photoshop and Premiere, for pretty much free. And a total of $300 one-time payment to get the full studio version of this program that I love so much. And I just can't rave enough about it. It is such a fantastic program through and through. You guys, I know that obviously you can take my word with a grain of salt and I'm just another random creator on the internet, but at the end of the day, this program is a definite go for me. I think if you are on the fence about it, please just give it a shot. It's free. Download it. Start playing around. Look at the menus. Go through everything. Go through all the effects. Start editing. Get yourself going, because it may seem intimidating at first, but it is such a great program, and you have a great community to go with it that can help you every step of the way to show you everything that you would ever need to know to edit and learn this program. So without further ado, I'm Miggy the Tech Guy. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to get more content from me. And if you guys want to, you can watch more of my content. I'll have some videos at the end of this for you to click on, or you can go to my page and watch my previous videos to get more content from me. And as always, I'm Miggy the Tech Guy. I'm out. Peace.